Hello, everybody. It's Stephanie from Our Natural Wisdom. Welcome back to my weekly live, Thursday live, always at 10 a.m. Central Time. And today we're going to be talking about creating peace with your process and all of the wisdom that we have to gain from Mother Earth, from nature, from your garden, here in the spring. Good morning. Hi. Thanks so much for joining. All right. So we, as anxious perfectionists, which if you're drawn to my work, I imagine that you have a little bit of this or a lot of this in your life. I certainly do. A lifetime of anxious perfectionism. And for those of us that have this propensity to seek perfection and to, experience anxiety, we often feel unfulfilled, dissatisfied with the pace of whatever process we're going through, right? Oh, thank you. Whether it is something like losing weight or selling your house or changing your career or starting a business, even something that is going too fast, like your kids growing up or time passing before a big deadline that you have coming up for yourself. When we focus on the pace of our process, we can very easily get ourselves rattled. We can very easily move into that place of rushing, as we would if we feel like things are going a bit too slowly, or we may fall into the trap of resisting things that are going too quickly for our liking. And this can really shift us into our anxious mind, right? Because when we are focusing on the future, we can really feel that anxiety over what is to come. So all of the worry, all of the fears, all of the projections of what is maybe down the road. You don't know if it is, but our anxious minds go there. And same with when we are resisting a process that feels like it's going a bit too quickly. When we're really in that place of resistance, we're also not in presence. We're not in the moment, because really the only time that we have is the now. That is the only time that you can experience, because you already experienced the past. It's done. You can't change it. You haven't experienced the future yet. So we can only experience the presence, the now. And when we are able to find peace in that, when we're able to step into that knowing that everything is happening right now for you, everything is happening in the now, when you're able to be there, it is so much easier to navigate a life of anxiety, a life of that drive for perfection. And so today, I really wanted to share some wisdom that I have been receiving from Mother Earth, from our gardens in the last few days. We are experiencing, the big temperature swings that we have at this time of year, where we have really warm days and everything starts to, looks like it's starting to bud out. And then we get cold and snow and ice and hail and super duper windy days and all of these extremes in temperature. This is simply the pace of nature's process. This is the pace of our weather systems. This is the pace of the seasons changing. When we wish for rushing that or we resist it, it just takes us to a place that is not serving us, because it is taking us out of the present moment. And the wisdom that I was receiving from our gardens about this recently is that, especially when we have connections with native plants, with plants that evolved in the place where you live, plants that have been there for thousands of years and are adaptable and resilient and understand that this is nature's process. When you connect with those native plants, the plants that are native to your space, wherever you are, and you observe them and you really allow them to speak to you, you allow their messages to come to you, you begin to feel this peace in the process. Gardeners can be very, antsy to get out there and clean up our gardens in the spring because it's such an exciting time as a gardener, especially if you have perennials that are coming up. You want to be able to uncover them and see them and make everything nice and clean and new and fresh and, create that beautiful, clean place where you can really observe. But that's not nature's way. So we are all being invited to allow our gardens, especially our native gardens that are so vital, so critically important for nature, for all of nature, from our soil quality to our pollinators and insects, to our birds and wildlife, to the air, to the water. Everything in nature is a process. And when we circumvent the process that nature is going through in spring and clean up everything and get all the leaves up and cut everything down and bag it up and put it on the curb or put it in the compost pile, especially at this time of year, we are rushing the process. So I really encourage you, if you're an active gardener, to ask yourself if you are feeling this drive to rush the process in your garden. And if you don't have a garden, do you feel the need to rush a process, to start moving a process much faster along that you are currently experiencing? I encourage you to take wisdom from nature around you, to begin to observe how things are unfolding naturally, how nature is part of the process. Nature is allowing the process. It is all interconnected, and you are completely part of that as well. We go through seasonal changes just like nature does, and we are going through a reawakening, a rebirth of sorts at this time of year. So if you're feeling especially antsy about something, or feeling resistance to something that feels like it's going too quickly, I encourage you to connect with plants, especially around you, and animals, of course, but plants at this time of year, because it is so tangible, the unfurling and the rising up from the earth. You are witnessing nature's process. You're witnessing the peace in the process, and especially for our native gardens that are providing such important sheltering habitats for a variety of beneficial insects like bees and moths and butterflies and ladybugs. There's all sorts of insects that are still in their sleepy state. They don't need the process to be rushed. They are following nature's cues. They are allowing that process. And you can do the same thing in your garden by just leaving it alone for a while. The rule for when to begin cleaning up your garden in the spring is to wait until after your average frost date, which in my neck of the woods here in northern Illinois is May 15th. So you want to wait until you do spring cleanup until after your last average frost date. And you also want to allow for at least 5 days of daytime temperatures that are above 50 degrees. 5 days consecutively above 50 degrees. This allows for all of the spaciousness that these beautiful creatures need to come out of their hibernation, to come out of their dormancy, and to flourish and emerge. And this is the same kind of peace that you can find when you connect with the wisdom of Mother Earth through your gardening. You connect it with your own life. You can find peace in the process. I love this one simple phrase that I have heard in a variety of different ways. The particular phrase that I'm going to share with you that can really shift your mindset if you feel like you're in a place of rushing or in a place of resisting the pace of the process. The phrase that can bring peace in the moment is, everything is always working out for me. Everything is always working out for me. Now, I know that you may have parts of yourself that think, well, that's BS. Everything is not always working out for me. That's your anxious mind stepping in and trying to run the show, right? But your soul, your beautiful soul, the universe, the life source energy, the divine, however you choose to define it, supports this statement. Everything is always working out for me, because it brings you to the present. It allows you to find peace in the present, in the process. It allows you to come back into the now. And the only time that you are experiencing, the only time you can experience is the now. So I want to share just a very quick guided meditation with you that will allow you to hear your soul's wisdom, which is so beautifully available to you through Mother Earth, through your connection with nature. Whether indoors or outdoors, you can always connect with the wisdom of Mother Earth. So I invite you to place your hands over your heart or just your awareness there, and taking some nice cleansing breaths. Feel how you are resting so beautifully upon the earth, how Mother Earth is supporting you in every way, from the air that you're breathing to the water or beverage of choice that you are enjoying today, the earth itself, the fire of the sun, the fire of all of the energy that is within every cell of your body. Knowing that you are always connected with the earth, that you always have this deep knowing that the only time is now, that there is peace in the process, that there is no need to rush, there is no need to resist. Excuse me, I'm going to take a drink. And just allow that knowing, everything is always working out for me, to flow through your body, flow through your awareness. And even if you don't fully believe that statement, everything is always working out for me, imagine that you do. Pretend that you believe it. And practice that. Because even just going into that brief place of pretending brings peace, brings clarity, allows your heart space to open up and hear your soul. So pausing to hear any guidance from your soul on the phrase, everything is always working out for me. Maybe your soul has something to say about a process that you're currently experiencing. Everything is always working out for me. Taking that message in from your loving soul, allowing it to integrate throughout your entire awareness, giving thanks to your soul, to your beautiful heart, to Mother Earth for this message. And in closing, I want to let you know that today is the final day to enroll in my online course, Reclaim Your Peace, Cultivating Self-Compassion Through Soulful Gardening. If this integration of practical gardening wisdom and mystical wisdom and mystical experience speaks to your heart, I encourage you to click the link in bio and check out the course. It is a 28-day online course, and it kicks off this Saturday with the opening of our member portal, our member platform, where you can connect with like-hearted women just like you, anxious perfectionists who are seeking to create greater peace and greater self-compassion in your life. The course closes today for spring, so please check out the link in bio if this is of interest to you. It would be such a joy to gather with you in April for Reclaim Your Peace, Cultivating Self-Compassion Through Soulful Gardening. Have a beautiful day, everybody. I'll see you again next Thursday at 10 a.m. Central. Take care. Bye-bye.